Explore the beauty of Nashville with Jody's Journeys, May 29th through June 2nd. Join Jody Griner, your travel guide, and explore the treasures of Nashville. Contact Jody Griner at 641-660-6417. This tour only holds 50 seats. Demand is high. Secure your spot now. Call Jody's Journeys at 641-660-6417. Again, Jody's Journeys is going to Nashville, May 29th through June 2nd.
And now, your hosts of the Card Subject to Change podcast. For frequency's sake, tag team champions of the world, the Wizard CZ, and never wrong, Nick Bull.
Like the guy just said with the great pipes, with the Wizards, CZ, here's never wrong, Nick Bull. Woo, woo, woo! How we feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, Nick. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I got a little pick-me-up, not gonna lie. We're going later from our normal record time, and then we actually backed it up a couple days this week since we watched Revolution together on Sunday night, the show that we're recording. We didn't want to go live right away. I've been feeling it the last couple days. I got my caffeine boost just now. I wish my coffee kicked in this morning, like that this morning for me, because I feel rejuvenated. I feel ready to talk about the Revolution pay-per-view, Sting's last stand, the bittersweet night that it was.
Oh, I agree. I do want to. I know he's not watching the show, but Tony Khan, shame on you for not having any respect for our normal schedule and for forcing us to not be consistent on our Sunday night routine. But that's why we're here Tuesday to talk all things Revolution. Nick, let's just pull the Band-Aid off right away. What did you think of the show as a whole?
Show as a whole, I thought was an excellent show. It was a good time. To everybody their own. If you want a 5-star plus match, it's probably on this card. We'll talk about that in a little bit. If you want the hardcore style match, it's going to have blood and glass, it's on this show. If you want women's wrestling, it's on this show. You want tag team wrestling, it's on the show. AEW, what they prided themselves on has been this buffet of delivering the best of the best and the best of each weight class, different stipulations and stuff like that. And I thought when we start talking about this card, Revolution top to bottom, is it the greatest pay-per-view of all time? No, but I think it's definitely one of their top shows when you look at the matches, the structure, and what all was going on the show.
I agree. Top to bottom, it was put together very well. I mean, I'll be honest, they bottom loaded the show with what I consider are the best matches. They didn't front load it, they back loaded it, which I'm not upset with. They make you sit and wait to get to the cream of the crop, so to speak.
Well, they backloaded it. The cream of the crop rises to the top. They backloaded it. You're not lying about that. That's pretty obvious. And maybe we can talk about it later when we get to that part of the show. We can talk about it now. The match that benefited the least from this stacking, the match that was the quiet match of the night for me, the forgotten match when I go back and look at this card. We'll talk about that a little later.
For sure. I mean, the show started off really well. I think they picked the right match to open it. Everyone's new dad, Christian Cage, defending his TNT, sorry. I get those mixed up. I shouldn't. I know better. But defending against Daniel Garcia, I can say a lot about Daniel Garcia. The man is really coming into his own. He's got a lot of star potential, and this match was a showcase of that, even in a losing effort. I don't think he was hurt by the loss because Christian is just on that level where he is on fire as the TNT champion. But this was a fun match. This was a good opener.
I like the opener. I'm a Daniel Garcia fan ever since meeting him at All Out 2021. He was a really cool dude. He had just got done working Rampage on Friday night and was still kind of bruised up from his match. So we kind of talked about that when we met and took a picture, and he's a great guy. I'm rooting for him just from, being a fan and running into him and meeting him. But his in-ring work is improved so much. He's broken away from the Appreciation Society. He still does the dance thing a little bit, but it's not his whole gimmick now. It's part of his gimmick. This match that he had with Christian, I really enjoyed because I looked at this match as a big thank you card from AEW to Garcia. Hey, you're doing a great job with what you're doing so far. You've taken the ball and run with it. We like what you've done. We're going to put you on the pay-per-view with Christian, probably the company's hottest heel right now.
Not only that, but we're going to have you open the show.
And you're going to open the show.
Which is, I don't care who you are. Never discredit the opening match. For a long time, there was that derogatory curtain jerker moniker for the opening match.
But a long time ago, the talent has changed that much. Before, we're so hyped for shows anymore. We want to know what the main event is. I want to know what's going on first. I want to know how you're going to set the tone for the night. That's the big thing I look at. And when I seen this as the tone setter, I'm like, you know what? Garcia's going to get some run in this. He's going to look good. Christian's going to win, but Christian's going to do all he can, and Christian's really going to make Garcia look great, which they did. So I look at this match as a thank you card. AEW thanking Garcia, hey, thank you. You're going to be on a pay-per-view with Christian. It's going to be great. You're going to start the show off, and people are going to love it. So my dog's at the door looking in the window at me like, what's going on? I'm like, what's up?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Christian Cage, obviously accompanied by Nick Wayne, Mama Wayne, and the artist formerly known as Luchasaurus Killswitch. Do you feel like those two, Nick Wayne and Killswitch, are overshadowed by Christian, or do you think it boosts them? Because you don't see as much in-ring time for those two right now as you would if they were not associated with the Patriarch.
I would say they're just fine right now.
Okay.
They're there to take the hits in the title matches right now. That's what they're there for, and they do a really good job of it. They do
really
a big job of it when they come out. So, no, I like that they're all together. I like the icing on the cake is Nick Wayne's mom is now Christian's woman. After all the stuff he said about her, and after all the stuff that he did to her son, and now his son's his stepson. I can't get over the names or the words that pop up on the countdown of Christians. It's like devoted father, loving husband, something like that.
Yes.
It pops up on his countdown, and it already made a guy that everybody hates want to make you hate him more. The guy wrestles in a dickie, for crying out loud. But he's the hottest heel in the company that they have right now. And he went out there and had a fantastic match with Daniel Garcia. If you haven't seen it yet from Revolution this past Sunday night, Sting's last show, they opened the show with Garcia and Christian. Man, I was hoping Garcia would pull it off, but Christian is just on such an incredible streak right now. Christian is such an incredible run. The story that he has is bigger than Garcia's right now. He just had to go to Christian, but proud of my boy Garcia. He is stepping up and making a big deal in the big light when it's time.
You mentioned wanting to see Garcia go over in this. I can agree with that. However, I like Christian still holding the title. I think
I wasn't upset. I wasn't upset, but I really wanted to see Garcia go over.
Right. But as far as and we'll talk about it. It's a couple matches down the line here, but as far as titles changing hands, I think they made the right switch of titles. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Because the next match is a title match as well. They're opening up real hot. And two veterans of the business, Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson. This was, as expected, a pretty hard-hitting affair, and I was surprised to see Kingston come out with the win. I thought for sure that as Daniel Bryan is leading up to his retirement, Bryan Danielson, sorry, I knew better than that. Stop it.
Knock it off.
As
Penalty
Bryan
box for
Danielson
you.
is, oh, okay. Is that like the penalty box in the King of the Mountain matches from TNA?
Yes.
Okay, so I got to
Yes.
go sit for 2 minutes.
After a loss or a bad take, you got to go sit for 2 minutes and you got to live the show as it comes back to you. No, we should make that a future stipulation. We won't start that tonight, but I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, but no, I was surprised to see Kingston come out with the win here. I thought for sure with Danielson building up to his retirement, as he's noted, I'm pretty sure he said this is his last year. Am I wrong?
Made it believe that this is going to be like the first half of this year is going to be it for him full time. He would wrestle a handful of matches a year after that. I
would have thought they would have given him a title before his retirement.
I did too. The greatest person that they've had in their company that hasn't had the title is him.
And that's not to say that they won't. There's still obviously time, but
I agree.
This was the perfect opportunity to pull the trigger.
I agree it was. But they didn't, and they make Kingston's run a little more incredible than what people believe it should be or is. Nothing against Kingston, the new Triple Crown that they've reestablished. He's the champion, and I don't think there's a better man right now in the company to carry their championship for their brand or their weight class or their championship, who they're the championship for, than him.
Yeah,
he's the everyman wrestler. He's the guy out there with a belly. He's what your uncle would look like and sound like growing up. He's the everyman's man, and he's real about it. And I think that's why Eddie Kingston is such a hit with the fans. He's such a hit with wrestling, with internet wrestling, everything, is because he's a fan, and people know that. They know they're watching a fan, and they know they're going to watch somebody who cares about what they do. And I think that goes a long way. So kudos to Eddie Kingston, tip of the hat for the respect he continues to gain, not by just by being the Triple Crown champion, just by being who he is and how he's really evolved and developed since he's become full-time All Elite. Here's to him on a great match. Here's to Dragon on a nice match. Dragon on a bit of a losing streak here. Dragon losing to Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. Then he lost to Zack Sabre Jr. at a New Japan Pro Wrestling event over in Japan. And then now he just loses to Eddie Kingston. He's on a bit of a losing streak right here. So like to see him pick that back up and maybe get back in the title picture before he actually retires full-time, CZ.
I agree. I completely agree. Let me ask you this.
Put that down on a list somewhere. Watching Bryan Danielson win the championship again as things we want to see in 2024. Write that down. We'll keep a continuing list. I'm dead serious.
Yes.
I need you to write it down because I don't have a pen in front of me.
I will. I don't either, but I will pull up my trusty app.
You're so tech savvy.
Let's not go that far.
Look at you, man. You're podcasting. You got the Wolfpack hat on. Oh, boom.
Hey,
boom,
this
boom,
is an honor.
boom, boom,
This is
boom,
my tribute
boom,
to
boom.
Sting.
And then you've got over your shoulder. Is that Scott Steiner?
Yes, it is. Big Papa Pump. And I can even
back on the Wolfpack.
If we zoom out for just a second here, you see the big gold behind me as well.
I do see Big Goldie over there looking beautiful.
Bryan Danielson winning a title in 2024. I would love to see it. You would love to see it.
Okay, we both
if
can
you're
agree
following
on it.
along.
We both can agree on it. Boom, agreed upon. Boom. This would be like our mutual wrestling list of 2024. We'll
Hey,
keep
if
track
you're
of it.
following along live, or even if you're watching after the fact, send us a message, give us a comment. Let us know what you think about Bryan Danielson winning a title before he retires, or anything we're talking about. We love to be interactive with the fans. That's why we are the wrestling podcast for the fans, by the fans, card subject to change, powered by Lopez Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, colored by Ryan Allison Tattoos. We're talking all things Revolution. We're gonna get to the main event at some in a little bit. That is why I'm wearing my Wolfpack hat, because Sting was a big part of the Wolfpack. Guess who's